Hi everyone, in this video we are going to see about Pearson square method. Welcome to Foodemy. Pearson square method. In this topic we are going to see about introduction of the topic, basic concept, some of the problems related to that and key points and its limitation. Pearson square method, it's one of the important method used for standardization of the final product with respect to given ingredients. It is generally used for standardization of the milk in dairy industry. So it has some certain limitations also while we are using it. We will see the basic concept. Here we are having raw materials A and B with some concentrations. Okay, so here we are having a target product. So target product is what we have to find. So it's having concentration T. So in this concept we have to mention a square box like this, and we have to mention the concentration of the raw materials on the left side of the box like this. After that we have to mention the concentration of the target in the middle of the box. Diagonally we have to subtract this value A to T and B to T to get these values like this. So here the totally it is X parts of A and Y part of B. Together it will give the final product. Okay. In order to understand this concept, we will see some problems. First problem. Here we are having a mango juice of solid content 10% is to be made. So the question is to make the solid content 10% mango juice. Okay. So here what is the given? Mango juice concentrate containing 65% solid is given, and we can add water in order to dilute and to make mango juice with 10%, and we have to make 100 kg juice, and there is no restriction of how much amount we are going to use. Finally it should be 100 kg juice of 10% solid content. Okay, so as we see the concept now, similar way we have to make a box. In that we have to add 65% concentration of concentrate, and the solid concentration of water will be 0. Okay, so what is our target product? Mango juice with 10% solid content. If we are subtracting diagonally, we will get 10 parts of juice concentrate and 50 parts of water. If we are adding these two, we will get 65 part in total. That will be the ratio of these two ingredients to make the final product. Okay, here the negative value will not be considered because this is a just we are considering the values in order to find how many parts is required to make the final product. Here in order to make 100 kg juice, we will be requiring some amount of concentrate and some amount of water. In order to find that, we know already 10 parts is used out of 65 part, that is a juice concentrate, to make the final product. So multiplying this with the final value, that is 100 kg, you will get a 15.384 kg of juice concentrate. Similarly, in order to find water, we have to multiply this with 55 parts. Here 55 by 65 into 100 kg will get the water amount. By adding these two values, we will get the final product, that is 100 kg mango juice. So finally, in order to make 100 kg mango juice, you have to add 15.384 kg juice concentrate plus 84.615 kg of water. Okay, so we will move to the next problem. By seeing more problem, we will understand it better. That's why. So here 10 kg mango juice concentrate is given with 65% solid content. Okay, so here the regular mango drink is made with 10% solid content to the customers. Okay, so the question is, how much regular mango drink can be made from 10 kg mango juice concentrate daily if water is used? Okay, so similarly I mentioned the concentrate value here, 65% of solid and 0% solid for water and 10% solid for final product. So we will get 65 parts as usual. Here we got already 10 kg given concentrate. So if it is 10 kg, I mean 10 parts, how much part we have water we have to add? Only 55 parts. So it's very direct, like 10 kg will be requiring 55 kg water. So by using the whole amount of like 10 kg concentrate and adding to 50% of water, 55 kg of water, we will get 65 kg of mango juice daily. So this is what we found. Okay, we will see one more problem in order to understand it more clearly. Okay, so example problem 3. Here, suppose you are a R&D person working in some company where you get 1 kg sample of mango juice concentrate with 65% solid content is received from the supplier. So boss is telling you to make 1 kg mango drink, and what will be the solid content of the 1 kg mango drink? It will be 10% solid content. Okay, so how you will make? You can use this Pearson square method. Here simply we have to mention the concentrate of juice concentrate, this is 65%, and the concentration of the solid of water is 0 as usual. By finding the difference we will get 65 parts. Aim is to make 10% solid content containing mango drink 1 kg. So 10 parts of concentrate is required to make 65 parts. So for 1 kg how much it is required? 0.153 kg juice concentrate. Similarly we can find the water value, that is 0.846 kg of water, and the final product can be made by adding juice concentrate and water, that is 0.153 kg of juice concentrate plus 0.856 kg of water. If we are adding it together, we will get 1 kg mango drink for our sensory evaluation. Okay, so as I said earlier, we are having some limitations to this method. That is, this method is only efficient when we are using 2 ingredients. That is, we cannot be using more than 2 ingredients. And next one will be the parameter which we are adjusting. Those values, that is the target value, should fall between the values of the raw material. So this T value cannot be higher or lower than these 2 values. So it should always fall between these values. Then only the system will work. Okay, that's all for the day. Thank you so much.